Take it from a former GOP operative. Trump's challenge to birthright citizenship is an attack on all of us. It's an attack on every citizen, regardless if you were born here or immigrated here. It's an attack on the rule of law. It's an attack on our elections. That's why I wanted to chat today about the Supreme Court's decision to rule on whether Trump's executive order to end birthright citizenship is unconstitutional. Under normal circumstances, I would assume that the decision would be a foregone conclusion. But this court has proven that precedent, the rule of law, and the Constitution mean little when it comes to partisanship. So, just so we're on the same page, birthright citizenship means if you are born here in the United States, you are automatically granted citizenship, regardless of your parents' citizenship or legal status. It's a right embedded in our Constitution under the 14th Amendment and has been a cornerstone of American law for over 150 years. If the court sides with the administration, the impact will be devastating for immigrants, citizens, and how our states operate at a basic administrative level. Basic functions like administering birth certificates and elections are handled at the state level. The federal government will be given broad powers to scrutinize every birth certificate, even legal citizens, leaving the door open for widespread discrimination and abuse. To give you some context, a presidential election in this nation is like running 50 separate elections, where the results are collated at the end. Every state runs their elections differently, every one of them having different procedures and regulations in place. It gets even more granular when you go to the congressional, state legislatures, and municipal elections. I got my start in Republican politics in one of the most ethnically diverse Senate districts in California. We represented the largest Vietnamese American community in the country, as well as one of the largest Latino majority cities in the nation. Our district spanned Orange County and Los Angeles counties. Just for my boss to run, we had to file paperwork in 2 separate government offices. Despite Trump and GOP talking points, election officials are notoriously meticulous in keeping records and faithfully executing election laws. I know from experience that a legally empowered Trump administration will have a free hand to meddle in every election office in the country under the guise of rooting out voters they now classify as illegal. To think this administration will stop with birthright citizenship is dangerously naive. As the ACLU pointed out, the decision will grant Trump unprecedented powers to ignore the Constitution, bypass Congress, and rewrite immigration laws he does not agree with. We need to start acting like this puts the status of every legal naturalized citizen in jeopardy. We've seen members of Congress already calling on Democrats like Mamdani and Ilhan Omar to be sent back to where they came from, despite being legal citizens. My former boss was a refugee from Vietnam following the war. She represented thousands of hardworking immigrants and refugees who worked tirelessly to build thriving communities. To this day, I consider working in Santa Ana and Little Saigon to be among the highlights of my career. If the Supreme Court sides with the Trump administration, the law would be powerless to stop him from ripping apart these communities. That's why Democrats, Republicans, and independents need to treat this moment with the gravity it deserves. The Supreme Court has already proven it's willing to jettison decades of precedent to give Trump sweeping new powers and immunity. Our communities need to be prepared. So please, if you can, find the nearest community organization providing legal aid and assistance to immigrants and consider donating. The ACLU, as mentioned above, is one of the organizations leading the legal fight to Trump's executive order. I'll be dropping their link in the notes below. Thank you so much. Have a good day.